Hey, how's it guys? Yeah, so this is a video about preserving wonderworms and how to store them for future use. Um, yeah, so if there's any questions or anything regarding this process, please feel free to comment and ask. Yeah, this is my method and this is how I preserve wonderworms, so yeah. Um, Just thanks for everybody that's following me and that subscribe to my channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Push the like button and the notification button so you're notified when I upload new videos. So this whole process is a pickle. So basically you need to saturate your salt water. It's the best to use salt water. I've tried it with fresh water and making it salt, but it doesn't preserve the worm as well. Yeah, so you need fresh seawater and then coarse salt. So basically I add a kilo of salt on about 3 liters of water or 4 liters of water, or until the water is saturated, so meaning that the salt won't dissolve in the water anymore. Then you know your pickle solution is the right consistency. Fresh seawater. Okay. And then just take a normal egg beater and basically just beat it until it's all dissolved. Or if it doesn't dissolve anymore, then you know your pickle solution is saturated. Pretty sure you can play around with temperatures of the water, making a slurry, putting it in the freezer so it's really cold, and then you add the worms. Yeah, but this is just a basic method how to do it, and it works quite well. Okay, you can see there's still some salt at the bottom. Okay, so it looks like the salt doesn't want to dissolve anymore, so now add your worms. Okay guys, so yeah, remember, stick to your quota, so it's about 10 worms per person. Yeah, so this morning I managed to get my 10 worms quite easily. You can see they're nice and fat. Some solid worms in here. See, it's all the heads. There's your egg parts. Okay, so for the guys that doesn't know what wonderworms are polychaete worms from the annelids. So basically they are segmented worms. It's found all along the coastline here in the Western Cape. It's from the West Coast all the way up to the Eastern Cape, but I think the majority of your wonderworms you get along the Western Cape coastline. It's a good all-around bait to use for galjoen, steenbras, gob, mussel crack. I've caught a lot of species on it. Probably everything except elf and leervis or garrick. Yeah, okay, so let's go on to the pickling process. So you add your worms into your pickle solution. So yeah, you'll see once you add them they will get like all stiff. So yeah, it's just a reaction because of the salt water, but I'm pretty sure they die instantly when they're placed in here. Not even moving anymore. Okay, so you'll see because of the salt solution the blood will start oozing out of the worms, but you see all the worms are floating. So what you must do is you wait until the worms start sinking. So when they sink to the bottom, you basically know that the pickling process is completed. So sometimes it takes half an hour, sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes 3 hours. Yeah. don't pickle them longer than what it takes for the worms to sink to the bottom. The reason for that is the pickle solution, because it's so salt, it would draw out all the blood and all the flavor of the worms, and then you sit with a flavorless worm, or that doesn't have that much blood. So the best tip is, or the best duration is, wait until they all sink to the bottom. Okay, so it's about 2.5 hours later, and yeah, I just took the bucket and put it in the shade, so just out of the sun. But yeah, 2.5 hours later, and you can see all the worms sunk down to the bottom. You can see there they are, nice and pickled, still quite firm, and yeah, they look good. Still a lot of blood in them, you can see there. Okay, so now for the next process is get yourself some newspapers, lay it out flat on a table, and then basically throw out all the blood water, all the pickle water, and drip dry the worms so to get rid of the excess water, and then you basically place them out on the newspaper. Spread them out evenly, and then let them air dry. So let them lie there in the shade for about, I don't know, 5 minutes until they air dried. Turn them around so you dry the other side as well, and then they are ready to be packaged. So then you can place them in a Ziploc bag. Yeah, and that's that. But I'll show the whole process, packing them out, letting them air dry, and then packaging them. So this is basically what it looks like. What I meant by spreading them out on newspaper. Yeah, you can see they spread out quite widely from one another, so that all the excess water can run off them, and they can air dry, just to get a light air dryness on them. The reason for that is when you place them in your Ziploc bags, so they don't leach any extra moisture off, and then they create like a slurry almost when they freeze. So when you create this little air dry film on them, you know, it prevents like freezer burn. It just looks a bit neater, and it works better in your packaging. Okay, so once your worms are air dried, you can package them. So what I mean by packages, basically I put them in Ziploc bags in a zigzag pattern, without letting them touch one another. So this you can just put in the freezer, put it in an ice cream tub. So when you're done packaging, you can put it in a freezer, and it will probably last about a year. I've never left it that long. I usually fish it out before it gets about 2 months old. But yeah, it's very easy, it's accessible. If you go fish, you take out 2 packets or so, and then yeah, go fish. I hope this method works for you guys, and yeah, let me know what you think.